This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp. I was thinking about that. Yeah. I know. And then he's like, you should take one to Meredith. And he's like, oh, she's pretty strict about her diet, huh? And I'm like, bagels is definitely on her diet.
Definitely. Especially tie-dye bagels.
I'm like, bagels don't have heartbeats.
I've been incorporating the half and half in my coffee, though.
Have you?
Yeah, just because.
Yeah.
I want more fat.
Yeah. Fat's good for you.
Yeah, it keeps me full.
It's satiating.
Yes.
That's what my mom would say.
Absolutely.
More butter, more whole fats.
You know what I used to buy my coffee?
What's
and
that?
my half and half?
What?
My credit card.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about credit cards today?
Oh, boy.
Hi, everyone. It's me and Cass today.
Hi.
We were on our way home from work today, and I called her and I said, let's record for anxiety.
Yeah.
And, of course, she always says yes to me. Always. She shows up and says, yep, what do you want to do?
I don't always say yes. Sometimes I'm like,
maybe
tomorrow.
That's still a yes to me.
Yeah.
And you said, let's talk about credit cards.
Credit card anxiety, right?
I love that. So what I did then, you talk about your anxiety part of it, and I looked up the pros and cons of credit cards and how to manage your credit card.
Yeah.
Which I think it's everything that we know, but a good reminder.
Yeah.
How about that?
I feel like credit cards are very easily unmanageable, right?
Sure.
Like, I know a lot of people are basically one paycheck away from disaster, right? So I think a lot of people put stuff on their credit card like hoping for a bonus, hoping for maybe a raise or maybe getting a different job, you know, or if somebody in the house gets sick and you got to miss work and then you got medication to pay for and all that, and then you put it on the credit card, right? It's like so easy to just swipe the plastic and let future you worry about that, right?
Yeah.
And I've always joked about it because I'd go on vacation. I'd be like, who cares? Let future Cass worry about this.
Yeah.
And then you get that bill and you're like, oh, dang.
It's
the
the future.
future's here. So I have gotten myself into credit card trouble before, right?
Me too.
Because I just like, if I want it, I buy it, you know?
Yeah.
I go to work every day and like, there's more money coming on Friday, you know? Like, I can get out of it, whatever.
God willing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's very easy to rack up credit card debt, even if it's not on needs, but just wants, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. How much credit card debt did you get into, if you don't mind?
So when I was younger, I was dumb.
Yeah.
And I, too, had a job and thought, I'll pay it when I want to.
Yeah.
But what I did was, instead of doing the Visa or MasterCards, I did department stores.
Oh.
So, and for the life of me, I can't even remember. Maybe Eddie Bauer. I had a credit card to Eddie Bauer and a couple others in the mall, maybe a Macy's card or something like that. This was a long time ago, before I even knew how to manage money or what it meant.
Right.
You know, a $500 whatever for a wedding. And I was like, I can make that next week. And I was not making that next week, you know.
Well,
so
and
I just
then
was
you're like,
very bad at budgeting.
You have other bills to pay too, right? You know, so it's not like you're taking your whole paycheck and paying off the credit card.
Right,
you know?
Right. And it really was. I really had that attitude of, this is future. I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
And then it would come and it would bring me anxiety every time. So back then it was paper bills. You couldn't, you couldn't really log in, and you have to call.
Yeah.
And it was paper bills. And every month when that paper bill showed up, I was just like, oh no. And it would sit on my desk and I would just stare at it. And if I didn't open it, then I didn't have to worry about it. And then I would really get in the mood once a month and like pay them all. But I mean, I remember paying the minimum, not realizing what the percentage was doing to me, right?
Right.
The interest rate.
And, not to age you, but it was a lot lower.
It was a lot lower.
Ago,
yeah.
You're talking maybe you were paying 10, 12, 15% on a credit card.
Yeah.
Now you're paying 30, 40% interest on a credit card, which is absolutely insane. I think like the normal is like 25% or something like that. So, yeah, I remember my first credit card was Fashion Bug. I don't know if you remember Fashion Bug.
I do remember Fashion.
Yeah.
Maurice's.
It's
another one because they were usually close by. Now I'll start remembering all the ones I had.
And I think I had a $250 limit. And at the time I was bartending. So it was like I needed new clothes, right? I can't go to the bar every week wearing the same cute shirts. I have to buy
T-shirt
new shirts.
And jeans. Yeah.
And I would always buy a cute shirt. And what would I do? It was Jaeger bomb season. So you get Jaeger on your shirt. The shit's so hard to get off.
Yeah.
Well, that goes in the garbage. I need a new shirt, So it's like $250 limit. I probably maintained it well for maybe a few months, and they upped my limit to maybe $400 or $500. And then I don't know what I was thinking. I just I don't want to pay that bill. I just stopped paying that bill.
I did the same thing. Lord and Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, Lord and Taylor.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
I had very expensive taste for someone that only worked part-time.
For $5.50 an hour. Oh, it's so crazy.
I spent that just driving to the store.
Oh, my God. It's so crazy. The shit we did.
At Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
I had
never, you know what?
All the department cards.
They have big cups at Victoria's Secret. Like you can get a G cup, right? But they don't have big bands.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Like I was never a 36 around. I was always like a 38. So
okay.
I could never shop at Victoria's Secret. I was too fat to shop there.
Jeez.
But that's a whole other episode.
Yeah. On next week's episode.
But yeah, I have to give super props to my husband because he was like, "What are you doing? Why isn't this $300 bill paid? Like, what are you doing?" And he just paid it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing this anymore. Like, and then he tells me you can't have credit cards. And I'm like, okay, tell me what I can and can't have, So then he let me piggyback on one of his credit cards, right?
Uh-huh.
And that shot my credit up.
Okay.
So then I'd get applications from everywhere and I'd be like, oh, Discover wants to give me a credit card? Hell yeah, So I had quite a few credit cards at one time. I probably had, I'm going to say 20 grand in credit card debt at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my husband would always ask me, what do you have on your credit cards? And I'd be like, don't worry about it. I'm not asking you for any money. I'm paying it. Blah, blah, blah,
sure.
blah, blah.
I'm an independent, strong woman that works every week.
Oh, my God. That gave me the worst anxiety was him asking me about
I'm sure.
it.
I'm sure. Finances is a big pressure on couples. Yeah.
And, me and Johnny are probably not the regular couple. Mm-hmm. We do have one shared bank account, but other than that, our finances are kind of separate.
Mm-hmm.
He pays most of the bills. I pay my own shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I pay my phone bill, because I'm independent.
Yeah. No, I couldn't get a hold of you yesterday.
That shit's on auto pay. But he pays the mortgage.
Yeah.
He pays the house bills. I pay for everything else,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's one day I was I'm struggling, right?
Yeah.
So what do? I go get a loan, a personal loan, and I pay off all my credit card debt. And now I have one payment every month, and I think this is so much better. I'm only paying 10% interest. I have one payment, so much better.
Perfect. Good for you.
Then I started charging up my credit cards again.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was waiting. I was so proud of you. And I was like, wait a minute. She's giving me the look that there's more.
And it's so easy to do, right?
So you didn't cut up your credit cards?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was I'm going to be an adult. Well, I thought I got this. I can do this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be an adult. I'm not going to be stupid with my credit cards.
Right.
I did it again. Yeah. So finally I said, this is enough.
Yeah.
I cashed out part of my 401k. I paid it all off, and I have no more credit card debt.
Good for you. And the loan. No loan.
No loan.
Done.
Yep.
Good
Everything's
for you.
done. Everything's paid off. And holy shit, what a refreshing breath,
I
you
bet.
know?
And when did you did that this year, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it was just recent.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
took
you.
out my 401k. I still have quite a bit of money sitting at my old job
Yes.
in my
yes.
401k. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to spend it.
Yeah.
They play with that shit in the stock market anyways. Who knows if it's even going to be there when I go to retire,
Use
you know?
it. I mean, I feel like that was a good reason. Now you're just, it's off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about it.
Now I'm debt free.
Yeah. But you still have 401k at this job, and you still have.
Yep.
So it was just a small.
Yeah, it was just a small amount compared to what I had there, you know, so.
We'll have to get a financial advisor on here to share.
Yeah.
What maybe they thought would be good.
Yeah.
But I find it to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple stats.
Oh, gosh.
Statistics.
Let's see how much money I saved myself compared to paying it all off or paying it monthly, but still having my 401k.
Yeah. So
I wonder.
I asked ChatGPT,
which we
average interest rates for borrowing. So it does talk about mortgage rates. A 30-year fixed is around 7.2% right now. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
15-year is 6.5%. This is based on December 2024. So this is updated.
Yeah.
That's from Lending Tree. They're sharing that. Credit card APR, the average interest rate for accounts incurring interest is approximately 23.37% as the mid-2024, and that's from NerdWallet.
Yeah.
They say that. Personal loans, the interest rates are anywhere from 7% to 36%.
That's insane.
That's from Investopia.
I have to say, that's got to be a really low credit score at 36%. Because then I'm looking to buy a car. Right?
Yes.
So I went to my personal bank and I, filled out an app for a loan.
Yes.
For $40,000. And they wanted 7%.
Okay. So this is saying if you have a super prime credit score, which is a 781 to 850, a new car is about 5.25%.
Which is still very high.
Used car is 7%.
Yeah.
Prime, I would say like subprime to prime ranges from 6.68% to 20% on a car.
Holy cow.
Yeah, new and
subprime,
used.
so what's that, like a 650?
501 to 600.
Okay.
Yep. And then even lower credit scores typically are about 20%
That's insane.
Of the used cars. So the banks are making a lot of money. Mm-hmm.
That is so great. That's because they want to get their money before, if they think if you're not going to pay it, they can still repo it and still make more money off of it.
Maybe, yeah.
It's sick.
And sometimes even people with not so great credit need a vehicle to
Right.
get to work to
Right.
fix their credit.
Yeah. I just don't understand how anyone in this financial world is allowed to give us a credit score when they get bailed out all the time.
Yeah, I know you say that all the time, and it's so
sick.
true.
It's so gross to me. Like, the government is literally trillions of dollars in debt, and they're going to tell me that I'm a bad spender?
Very true.
Yeah, that just really grosses me out. And then, like, when you're stuck in a situation like that, like maybe you did, like, have a sick child and you couldn't work
Right.
and you've racked up a bunch of credit card debt and hospital bills and all this stuff. And now, hopefully everything's okay and you can go back to work, but you need a car and you get stuck paying 20%. Like, how is that helping anybody?
Right.
You know?
I know. So I was taking a look at Lending Tree and Fox Business. In 2024, approximately 107.1 million Americans carry a balance on their credit card.
Yeah.
Which is roughly 41% of the adult population. And I thought I had a total here. I thought it was like trillions.
Oh, I'm sure.
Overall credit card debt as of quarter 2, 2024 reached $1.1 trillion.
Oh, God.
A significant increase fueled by inflation and rising living costs.
So how many adults are in the U.S.? If there's I think there's 3 billion people in the U.S., right?
So 107 million Americans carry a balance on a credit
107 million and 1 point whatever trillion divided by that many. That's a lot of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the average adult who has credit card debt probably has between $15,000 and $25,000 in credit card debt, which is like, how do you function? I mean, I did it for a while.
Sure.
But how do you function with that much debt? You know, it's like, and then you add the house onto that and the car payment.
It's
like,
just,
that's not even, that's other debt besides your daily, like, need debt, you know? That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I think more and more people are learning to underconsume, right?
Yep.
And, like, live without debt, which is such a great thing.
Do I need it or do I want it?
You know, actually, and a girl brought that up the other day, of course, on my favorite platform, TikTok.
Yep. Love it.
That it's so hard to be under consuming when products are made so crappy.
Oh.
You know, she bought a vacuum 2 years ago. Something quit working on it. She called the company to get a replacement part. Oh, well, we don't even make that vacuum anymore, so we have no replacement parts for it. They force you to purchase new crap. Yeah, I have a Kirby from probably 40 years ago that's still going strong.
Yep.
And then I have 2 Dysons that are pretty much crappy, you know.
Yeah. I have
They
a
don't work
Shark
that well.
that they bought for my birthday last year.
Yeah.
And already I'll go to hit the power button and something's not connecting and I have to kind of mess with all of it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Not expensive as your Kirby, but expensive.
But still, if you spend $100.
Yeah. I think it was $400, I think Steve said. So
Shit.
it should work when I hit the on button.
What the hell?
I know.
We got to start demanding better, guys.
I know. Well, it's just all the plastic pieces too, I
is.
feel. The first thing that goes is anything that's plastic.
Yeah.
I was just making pecan snowball cookies.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm going to give you some. They're upstairs.
The ones that I always choke
the
on the
good
powdered
ones.
sugar.
Yes. And I'm going to give you my powdered sugar cranberries.
How did those turn out, by the way?
They don't taste like soap.
No?
No, they don't.
All right,
They
I'm
taste like
excited.
wine that I soak them in.
Ooh.
But for the snowball cookies, I had to grind pecans.
Yeah.
So the second batch, I had done the first batch. Like, I feel like they were, because I'm not a baker.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of myself. So I'm like, I'm going to make a second batch. So here I am with my plastic grinder. And all of a sudden it goes, gurt, gurt. And I go to look in it and plastic from the propeller is broken off into my pecans. And so of course I picked the long piece up and I'm like, I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to throw it all out. I said, forget it. I'm done. It was one batch.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And I had just bought it. It's my second one. It's my second little, it's not
is it like a hand grinder?
It's like
You're doing the hand motion.
It's like what are they called? It's name some, not KitchenAid, but maybe it was KitchenAid. What's some of the Black & Decker
Pampered Chef?
Sure. You know, it's a name. You know, it's not like Walmart
not
special.
cheap. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
KitchenAid.
Maybe, I just bought it last year because last year my one broke, but I had that one for 20 years.
Right.
And now this one.
Yeah.
So that long story was just to make a point that they don't make things like they used to. I was
that
so
really
upset
sucks.
about it.
Yeah.
Now I got to go get another one.
Yeah.
Okay, they're $20, but still.
But that's $20.
I know. On the credit card.
We act like $20 isn't a lot. And that's
you know what?
like
That's
the
so
mindset
true.
we got to get out of.
Because I'll put it on the credit card.
Yeah.
And if I didn't pay my credit cards off every month, that would be 23% interest.
Yeah.
And then it's basically, I should have just gotten one of the large, those ones that sit on your counter.
Or get a container of already crushed nuts because they're more
Convenience,
expensive.
but it's the same.
Right.
By the time you put it on your credit card
Yeah.
and you pay interest on it.
Yeah. Sick.
I know.
Sick.
So delinquency rates
Ooh.
of those 41% of people that have credit is 3.25%, the highest since 2011.
I was going to say
People
that's not
aren't
that bad,
paying
but
their-
that's
3% of 41
3%.
of trillions
Right.
of the 1.1 trillion. So that's a
Yeah.
lot of delinquency, I think. Demographic trends. So ages 40 to 49 carry the highest average credit card debt.
Yeah.
About $8,266 due to the peak financial responsibilities.
Only
being between
$8,000
40
though.
and- yeah.
I don't feel like that's
That's just credit card though. Just
Yeah, but I
credit
feel
card
like
debt.
that's not that much.
Maybe because we're spenders.
They ain't got nothing on me. Go on more vacations.
For once, we're above average.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up.
A+. Younger adults, 18 to 29, they have lower average debts of about $3,000. But I say parents are still paying at 18 about.
I was just going to say, like the 45 to
They're
49.
still in college. They're busy going to school.
They're
not
buying their
eating.
kids cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Absolutely.
have so much debt. I was going to Google
Seniors-
something and I forgot now.
Seniors 60 plus, it says hold a lower debt of $4,615 on average, but they manage it better than anybody. So I'm not sure with their fixed incomes.
I was just going to say probably because they live on a fixed income.
Yeah.
And hopefully their homes are paid off.
Right.
You know, where the 45-year-old is still paying his house off.
Yeah. And that's from Shepherd Outsourcing.
You know what I was wondering? That's what I was going to Google.
Mm-hmm.
What is the average credit score of the American?
Okay. I'll look up here too. And you tell me what you find. We'll average it out. I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm trying to read without them, but it's not working.
Oh.
So
I'm
everyone guess in their
I'm
heads.
surprised.
As of 2024, the average FICO credit score in the U.S. is approximately, what do you have?
717.
Yep, so do I.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was thinking it would be like more like 6 something.
Okay. This is
with
average,
how much
though. We
debt
have some,
everybody has.
You know, we have some
right.
people that take care of their credit and some people that are struggling right now, which is okay.
Okay, so here they break it down. So Gen Z, which is 18 to 26 years old right now.
Okay.
They're at 680. But they probably haven't built credit.
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Millennials is 27 to 42. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
690, which I'm way above that.
Yeah.
I told you
Again,
guys what my
above
credit
average.
scar.
Amazing.
My credit scar.
Yes.
It is a scar.
It is a scar for all of us.
It's higher than that. So Gen X, 43 to 58, a 709. Baby boomers is 59 to 77, is a 745. And the silent generation, 78 and older, is a 761.
Okay.
Midwest, which we are from, the average score is 726.
Okay.
And, then they have it by state. Ooh. So Minnesota, Vermont, and Wisconsin are in the high 700s. And then you have Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama are in the high 600s. So.
And I personally am in the high 800s.
Yeah. You're a high 800.
I'm a high 800.
I'm just over 800, which
Yeah.
I was pretty proud of.
Yeah, I'm very proud of because
Yeah.
4 years ago, I did not have that.
Yeah.
I couldn't, I had a lot of medical bills and they say that they don't, but yes, they do.
Yeah.
They affect your credit score.
Right.
And so I was very fortunate to get a job that paid all those off. And then all of a sudden it just went boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Up it went.
I
Paid off a car. Paid off 3 cars, actually.
Yeah.
So
You've
that
paid
helped.
off a lot of debt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's amazing what 3 and 4 years can do. You can do it if you're
Yeah.
stuck right now. You can absolutely do it. I know. I did it.
So do you have any tips for somebody trying to build credit?
Don't go through to build credit. I was going
Yeah.
to say, don't go through the Starbucks
Yeah.
drive through. To build credit would be, just pay on time. You know, it's so easy now to do auto pay. That's really what helped me.
Yeah.
I set up payment plans for everyone so that it never got back to the creditors.
Yeah.
Right? I never wanted to receive another medical billing call again.
Yeah.
You know, and because it was getting to the point where I didn't even remember when things happened.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I got one that they just called me and they said that it was from 2019. No, I think it was even further back. And I said, happy to pay it because I don't have any medical bills anymore. I said, but you got to send me a detailed explanation.
Yeah.
You know, an explanation of benefits. What did you pay for? Do you know I never got it and they
No.
stopped calling?
Yeah.
Because they didn't have it.
Effed up?
Yeah, they didn't have it.
No.
So I just keep checking my, Experian
Yeah.
to make sure that it doesn't go back on there because I will call them and say, you never sent me anything. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll send you a letter. Yes, send
Yeah.
it to me. And I will look through it and I will
Yeah.
pay it when it's right. I don't even know what happened there.
I've seen a lot of TikToks where they say if a creditor calls you, You say, okay, you send me, what the loan was for,
Yep.
any paperwork I signed. Well, when they purchase your credit, they don't get any of that information.
Mhm.
So it's very hard for them to prove that you owe that credit.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem paying if I made the bill.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Which even then, a hospital bill, I feel like,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially if you have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I getting bills when see, that's a whole nother episode.
It is.
It's sick.
We're going to have so many episodes
Sick.
in 2025. Get ready.
I hope you guys are ready for this wild ride I'm going to take you on.
Yeah. And then also for building credit, I would say, pay everything off or get on some kind of payment plan when it comes to medical or any kind of bills. As a matter of fact, I just had surgery. We talked about it 5 weeks ago, and it ended up being a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe the insurance didn't cover everything. So we had paid, I'll just say it, $2,900 when we were first there. And then all of a sudden I got another bill. And I was like, I got some college loans. I got a new car I'm paying. And they made it an option for me to pay every month. So I just said, pay $500 a month instead of doing all of that at once, because I just felt like it was so much with Christmas coming up and all that kind of stuff.
That's a lot too.
So I just said, pay this much a month. That way it's paid.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. No one's going to call me. And sure enough, it's just kind of, it's already started. I think they took $500 out last week or something. So
they were like, today?
Yeah. Yeah.
We get some money today?
Yeah. Oh, and you know what it was also was the emergency. I had the chest pains.
Oh, yeah,
right before my surgery, and I didn't want anything to go wrong because I wanted my surgery done.
Yeah.
So that also was expensive.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that I had not hit my deductible. It was that I had that on top of the other tests that they did, and then on top of the surgery. So I was just like, I can't do this right now. It was just, and then
you're like, y'all are giving me chest pains again.
Yes. That's what I said at the hospital when I went in there, and he was like, do you want to pay this bill now? I go, I'm here for chest pains. He started laughing. I go, how much is it going to be? He goes, I don't know, like $2,900. And I'm like, bill me.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that right now. I truly thought I was having a heart attack. But that would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is only make bills that you have to make and that you can pay. Make a plan. I mean, if you're good at spreadsheets, or even if you have Excel or something, just get in there and type in cells.
Yeah.
Like if you have a dog,
rent.
or if you have rent,
Yeah.
or if you have gas or insurance or anything that you have. I don't know why I thought a dog, probably because I was looking at the Nikki's
The
dog
chew
toys over there. But anything that you spend money on, just kind of go across and do a monthly and just see how much you need to make, which it's not fun budgeting.
It isn't. No. And when you sit down and really if you look at your credit card statement and see where you're spending, you're like, Jesus.
Mine's coffee and food.
Mine's always a grocery store.
And Amazon. Yeah. And I shop on Amazon for some of my groceries too. So Steve has been doing some of the grocery shopping, which is nice.
That's probably one of the worst parts about my job, is that I'm in the grocery store a lot, and I'm just like, that's on sale. I'll buy 6.
Yep. I used to
Don't
be
even
really,
think about
really
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Every single day I would buy lunch.
Yeah.
And then I would buy something for dinner.
Yeah.
And now if I see something that has maybe a clearance or woohoo, whatever, and it's food for dinner, then I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that if I'm at the last store. And then if it's $3 or $4, then I feel like I'm still getting the deal. And then I go home and Steve bought 4 of them at full price. I'm like, damn it. I didn't even have to buy this.
We'll put those ones in the freezer.
Yeah.
We're going to use the markdown one today.
Everyone always told me when I was learning to budget to always just ask yourself, do I want this or do I need it? And if you need it, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to pay it back. You're probably, if you're listening right now and you have a lot of debt, you're a lot stronger than you think you are. We've all been there.
Right.
Just, if you can just cut out a few things that maybe you don't want, right? That just don't cut out the stuff that you need. Cut out the stuff that maybe that you want. I don't know.
I know, people used to say, oh, well, they don't need cable TV, and now it's streaming services.
Yes.
You might look into only having 1 or 2 compared to the 14 that are out there.
Yep.
And that's hard too, because I mean, if you're not going out and having fun, what is your entertainment?
Right.
Maybe we need to start using our library more too.
Absolutely.
That's probably good for everybody.
Hey, my books are at the library. Go see my books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or listen to more podcasts.
And you can get movies from the
Do you
library.
know who's very reasonable if you want to learn things? There's actually free courses on Udemy or Udemy, however you pronounce it. It's Udemy. Some of them are $9.99. Sometimes they have sales. So if you really want to learn something, there are free courses on there. If you want to do photography or just, any kind of coaching or any just learning finance, there are free classes on there. So that could be a Saturday evening, have a glass of wine and learn something on Udemy.
Yeah.
Or if you can budget $9.99 for a course, sometimes they're 6-hour courses.
Yeah.
If you want to just improve yourself
Get it done in a weekend.
Or learn how to budget. They have budgeting.
Yeah.
They have budgeting classes on there. Just find the right instructor for you and take it. You never know what you can learn. Even if you listen to a 6-hour class and only learn one or two things, that's one or two things that you didn't know before.
Right. Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I like your idea of putting everything in a spreadsheet.
You have to look at it.
Yeah.
So I did that at the beginning of this year because I just felt like I was everywhere, especially knowing that the college loans were coming up.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit of a shock.
Yeah.
But I was able to look through and say, oh, you know what? I don't need that app anymore that I'm paying for because I have this one. Like, for example, I moved over to Canva for some of the stuff that we do, but I was using that Get Wave. I don't need to have that anymore. And that's $300 a year.
Oh, gosh.
So that's done in January.
Yeah.
Canva's a little less expensive, but I can do more on it.
Yeah.
I've been able to write my children's books. I do all of our cover art on it. Where I couldn't do that with the other one.
Right.
And I can bring music
and
into that.
$300.
And $300. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep. And then I was taking a look at like our host for the podcasts and what we're going to do there. We actually pay for the most expensive one and don't need it.
Oh.
So we're going to go to the middle one because we don't need all the memory.
Yeah.
Because we're not there yet.
Yeah.
But if we do need the memory, they'll let us know, and then we move up.
Yeah.
So you could save $150 there. So that's what is good about budgeting.
Yeah.
Is that put it all in front of you. It's not fun because I like my Starbucks every day. Tell me to stop doing that every day. But then also tell me, hey, there's a way that you can save $50 a week. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, stop going to Starbucks. Yeah. So put it all in there or just write it down.
Yeah.
Old fashioned, write it down. Like you said, rent, water, whatever else you have, put what your monthly bill is. Get the exact so that you know, and then sadly put how much you make on the bottom because we all know none of us make what we deserve.
Right.
And then see what you can cut out at first and see what you need. And is there different grocery stores that you can find sales at? I have an aunt that goes to 3 grocery stores. I know that's a lot, but they're close together.
Yeah.
And she goes for all the sales, and she's very frugal.
That's my stepdaughter,
and she's very,
too.
very well off. And she still does that.
Yeah.
Because that's her habit from years ago that, when she didn't have everything, right? When she didn't have, money, she would go, and she still does that.
Yeah.
So keep with your good habits.
Yeah.
You don't have to get your nails done.
We can do it.
Right? You don't have to get your nails done.
You don't have to.
You don't have to get your hair
and it is
did,
nice.
But it's very, very nice.
It's nice to treat yourself.
And there's ways that you can do that. If there's a wedding coming up, do it. If you can do it, treat yourself. Or like your hair. Obviously if it grows and it's just too much, then you have to go every 6 weeks. But if you can wait, go every 8 weeks. Spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I did that for me, not for budgeting, but it ended up working out good. I knew I was having the surgery, so I just skipped because I knew I wasn't going to see anybody. Yeah. I just skipped color and cut. I'm going to be home for 5 weeks, right?
I get my hair cut once a year.
Yeah, see? I know there's others out there that have to, right? Like Steve goes every 4 weeks, but he's found a place that's a little more reasonable because he has to go every 4 weeks.
And I feel like if you're loyal to your people, like they'll hook you up, Hopefully.
Yeah, you do find ways. You just have to sit down and think about it. Nobody likes to do it. You get the stomach ache, you get the anxiety, you get the stress. But you know what? Once it's done and you have a goal in mind, it really does. Yeah. It really does help.
Well, I'm glad that my shit's paid off now, and I will not do that again. Yeah. I will not.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
I pay my credit cards off every month, but I have a goal every month of, what to spend. Or not a goal, but like a budget, right?
Yeah.
And so when I go a little bit over it, I really feel bad, but I still pay it off every month because I don't want that interest. As a matter of fact, last month, I thought I forgot. It's the 15th of every month. I thought I forgot to pay mine. And I was so mad at myself. I had a reason, right? I was sleeping, but I was like, oh, come on. But sure enough, I did it like a couple days before.
Did
so
you?
that was good.
Yeah.
I was sweating. Just thinking about it
I
gives me a
know.
stomach
I
ache
have
right now.
like bills set for like the 1st and the 15th, you know?
Yes.
You know, because I have my memberships and my whatever streaming services and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I do is I do put my streaming services on my credit card, but then it's only, you know, then you get a $20 credit card bill instead of an $8,000 credit card bill, you know? And so it's so manageable, but, and it keeps my accounts open. So I still have good credit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the 1st and the 15th, I always go in on like the 13th and like the 28th, you know, and I have to go pay them all. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice though?
Yeah.
Because you budget, you can pay early.
No, I hate it.
I know.
I hate paying bills.
But we just hate paying. I love making them. I hate paying them.
Yeah. That's good.
And, you know, we're all different.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of the same. But think about it. You know, I love my scratch-offs.
Yeah.
But, and I've told this story before, years and years ago when I worked at where we met.
Yeah.
I would play scratch-offs every day, and I would win a little bit, blah, blah, blah. I decided to quit as a New Year's resolution years ago.
Yeah.
And halfway through the year, Steve said, did you get a raise? Why do you have so much money in your bank account? And I did not want to admit that my New Year's resolution was I had not scratched off a ticket because that's how bad I was losing.
That's so bad.
I know.
And you don't realize.
No.
And that's when I worked at the gas station, and I would watch these people come in every day.
And I can say that I was not even the extreme of it, but that's what a gambler would say, right?
Yeah.
But I had my budget every week that I would do, but it was crazy. So I replaced that with coffee.
The budget was a lot.
The budget was a lot. Terrible. But I sat down and thought about it. And actually, it was kind of a nice thing that my husband noticed because I was like, yes, I'm doing it, you know. So now it's only, you know, I have my lottery group. We do $10, but it's only $10 a month. Yeah. You know, so that I've really toned it down, which is nice. And I'm not even any richer from scratch offs or from okay.
You know, those people that have won 50,000, 100,000, even $1 million, I feel like they're still in the hole.
I mean, hundreds, I hope not, but we don't know. Every situation's different. So
I would watch them come in and spend hundreds a day.
Yeah.
Hundreds a day.
Be very
You can't tell me
careful.
that 50 grand took them out of that.
Yeah.
They may have broke even.
If we are describing you, there are phones, 800. I see them everywhere. Go call somebody.
It's right on the back of the ticket.
Yourself. It's right on the back of the ticket in Illinois. I'm sure it's on all of them.
Yeah.
If we are describing you, please go call. Don't do that to yourself.
No.
Use it for stuff. Fun stuff too. I know that's fun.
I mean, maybe
because
that
it's always that
fun,
chance,
right?
It's always that chance, you know. But maybe drop back. Maybe don't stop at the gas station on the way home today or something.
Yeah.
Positive side of using credit cards.
Oh,
because
there's a positive. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Convenience. Easily pay for purchases without carrying cash, so safety.
Yeah. Okay.
Build your credit history. Oh, I'm sorry. You asked me, but I didn't ask you. How would you build your credit?
How I did build my credit.
Yeah. Yes.
I got I feel like because I messed up with Fashion Bug, right? When I was young.
Okay.
So no like regular Capital One, Discover, anything like that. They were like denied. You know, they wouldn't give me a credit card.
Mm-hmm. So
I went to my bank with part of my tax return that year and I got a secured card.
Oh.
So you take 500, 1,000, 2,000, give it to them. They give you a credit card. So you basically borrow from your own money.
Oh, but it builds your credit.
It builds your credit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was my first step.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rewards and benefits are a positive side of credit cards. Many credit cards offer cash back, travel points, and other perks. As a matter of fact, I went online a couple months ago and I was like, I wonder if I have any points. And I had over 300 points, which equaled $300.
Oh.
So I put it into my account and just used it to pay off my credit card.
Yeah.
But whatever. Fraud protection. Most credit cards offer protection against unauthorized charges.
Yeah.
So if you go on vacation and you need a card, you know, a lot of places only accept cards.
Yes.
Although I feel like some of them are starting to go back to cash.
Yes.
Again, another episode. Emergency access to funds, which I always, the past couple years I traveled for work, and before I would leave for a trip, I would pay off my credit cards in case anything happened.
Yeah.
Then I had the full amount on my credit card to do whatever, if anything happened, whatever would happen. Yeah. Luckily, knock on wood, nothing ever happened. And a record of your expenses.
Yeah.
Statements provide a clear record of spending for budgeting and tracking. You can't do that with cash unless you keep the receipts.
But also, I feel like if you only use cash, you can't overspend either, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Very true. Very true. It's true.
I feel like this is gaslighting us into showing us the benefits. I'm doing
Sure. Well, how about we go to the negative side then? How about that?
Okay, I want to hear those.
High interest rates. Yes. Carrying a balance can lead to significant interest charges. Debt accumulation.
Yeah.
Easy access to credit can result in overspending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
How about some fees? Annual fees, late payment fees, foreign transaction fees. They can all add up.
I feel like I cannot believe a credit card in this day and age would have like an annual fee. Because who the hell is paying for that?
They must, because I keep getting things in the mail that say no annual fee.
Yeah.
So there has to be, right?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. I don't pay.
I can't imagine paying an annual fee.
Yeah.
On top of what you're already giving them in interest, possibly.
Yeah. Speaking of traveling a lot, if I got the United card, because I always flew United.
Yeah.
I always fly United. If I would get the credit card, I would get even more points, and that's like more benefits, which would be first class or
the lounge,
boarding one, or the lounge and stuff like that. But they have an annual fee, so that's always stopped me.
Yeah.
It may have changed now, but the last time I looked, I was like, I am not paying an annual fee.
Pay $300
for the lounge. Yeah, for the lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, but we'll give it back to you after you spend blah, blah, blah. I can't even, that's too much stress.
They want you to spend $5,000 in the first month, though. And
right.
You're like, I don't even normally do that.
Right.
Right.
Impact on credit score. Late payments or high utilization can hurt your credit.
Yes. Credit to debt.
Yes. Ratio. Yes, correct. Encouragement of impulse spending. Ding, ding, ding. That is me. Easier to overspend compared to using cash.
If I want it, I buy it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So best practices. Pay the balance in full every month. Monitor your spending. Regularly check your statements. And that would just be for fraud, too.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, someone decided to go to Jimmy John's 500 times. But I think it's because they were checking to see if my number worked before they would go and use it for something else. Use your rewards wisely. Choose a card with rewards that match your lifestyle. Like if you don't travel, don't get a travel rewards card. Limit your number of cards, which is what we didn't do when we were younger, right? We had, well, me at least.
We would apply anywhere.
Juggling everywhere. Too many cards. So I love the show The Nanny. I know a lot of people don't because of her voice, but I can watch that. That's my show that I can watch from the beginning to the end, episode 1 to the end. And there is an episode where she says, Niles, it's that time of month again. And he goes, time to pay the credit cards. And she goes, yes, I need my points from my Visa to pay off my MasterCard, and I need my MasterCard to pay off my Discover, and then I need my check to pay off the Discover, that those points are good. And she goes like around in a circle. I'm like, that was totally me. That was totally me. I don't know if you remember, but credit cards used to send you checks and use this to pay off the other.
Yes.
I did that a couple times.
Really?
I don't do that anymore.
Because that was basically like taking like a cash loan from your credit, right?
Yes.
And you probably paid double interest on that than what you would pay just charging it on the credit card.
It was probably 75%. Yes.
Oh, learn from our mistakes,
Please do.
People.
Please do. Set alerts. Enable alerts for due dates and large transactions. We kind of touched on that. Keep utilization low. Aim to use less than 30% of your credit limit. I do that. I think I use 10% actually to maintain a healthy credit score. Understand the terms. I know the terms are long, but read them. APR, words like APR. Reward program details, the fine print about fees. Please read through them all before you decide to get a credit card.
I didn't know was if you use a credit card on not PayPal. Was it PayPal? What did I use it on? What can you send money with? You got
like Venmo,
Stripe. Venmo. That's what it was. I used a credit card to pay my stepbrother for Cubs tickets.
Through Venmo?
Through Venmo. They count that as a cash transaction, a cash advance. So they charge you interest differently on that.
Interesting.
Yep, because it's technically taking a cash advance, not just paying a bill, you know.
Interesting.
Did
Good
not
to
know
know.
that.
Everyone check that out.
Yeah. Did not
Wow.
know that. So if
Okay.
you're Venmoing from something other than your debit card, you may be paying more interest on it.
Wow. I have my checking account set up with Venmo.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm safe then, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I know I just see a transfer over. Okay.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
I use Zelle. I don't use Venmo.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't have anything linked to Venmo.
So you just said,
I
I'll
just
use
said,
my
I'll
credit
just
card.
put this on there. And then if I want to buy something or whatever,
lesson
then
learned.
it's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
this last one is use for necessities, not wants, which we've said a
Yeah.
few times. Charge items you'd buy anyway, like groceries or gas, because you would use cash for those anyways.
Right. And then
So,
just pay it off.
Yep.
Don't do it and then not pay it off and buy extra stuff.
Yep.
Like I did.
Yep. And if you're struggling every month, maybe reach out to somebody. They can help you budget. Even
Yeah.
if it's just someone that you trust.
Yeah.
Have them help you type out that spreadsheet or write
Right.
everything down, because it is hard.
Have a bottle
It
of
may
wine
not
with
be
a
hard for
bestie.
others, yes. And just start rattling stuff off and let them write it down. Then you don't have to look at it until you're ready. So
Yeah.
very good.
Good.
What a great topic.
Does everybody feel better now or worse? Sorry if you feel worse.
I think it's
sorry.
relatable.
Yeah.
You know, you're not alone.
I think so
That's
too.
what this
Yeah.
Your podcast is all about.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been through a lot and we can share a lot
Yeah.
of that. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks.
All right.
I'm glad you got to join me today.
Yay.
Thanks.
All right. See
Talk
you
to you
guys.
next time.
Bye.